Well, Oliver, oops.
Break it, you pay for it.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to basically a great big dollop of juicy nostalgia machinery today. We are with Cheffins once again, this time on one of its on-site classic and vintage auctions. And I'm pleased to say I'm joined by Mr. Oliver Godfrey once again from Cheffins. So Oliver, last time we had him on camera, he kindly gave us a tour of your Sutton sale ground, basically a really good behind the scenes look, and we're kind of doing something a little bit similar today. But like I say, we're on site at a classic and vintage sale. So just give us a bit of a flavour of this sale that we're at today. So where are we at today?
So we're here today at Shrubbs Farm. This is the Shrubbs Farm collection for the Liddell family. We're down at Shearing, just south of Bishop Stortford, just off the M11. So yeah, we've got a private farm here as a private collection, and yeah, we've got a good array of stuff to go at.
That's it, and it looks a busy old day today. This looks like it's going to be one hell of a sale, this one.
Yeah, this is the creme de la creme really for the sort of classic boys and girls really. We've got a fantastic selection of tractors. We've got about just short of 90, so there is something for everyone. There's something here for a couple of thousand all the way up to hopefully six figures, but we'll see.
Perfect. And is this all from one collection, just from the one family, or is there others thrown in as well?
No, this is all one family's collection. So there's Ian Liddell and Martin Liddell are sort of the curators of it, if you like.
Yeah.
They've gone out and sourced a lot of this with a lot of help, obviously, from Susie, Martin's wife, and son Jed. So they started sort of in the early 80s when it probably wasn't very fashionable to collect tractors like this because they were probably deemed to be a little bit too modern, if you like.
Yeah.
So they really bucked the trend. I think they took a lot of pleasure in sourcing some of these pretty rare and exotic Ford and Ford conversions, acquiring them and bringing them back here to Shrubbs Farm.
And there's a hell of a diverse lineup of machines and tractors here. What do you think is going to be popular, or what's trending at the moment?
Well, all of it really is popular. There's all the right makes and models. Ford and Ford variants and the Fordsons and their conversions are, you know, at the peak of their market at the moment. Well, we hope not the peak, who knows. It's very, very difficult to value a lot of these items. You've got the 1474 short nose here.
Yeah.
It's probably arguably the most original one in the UK still left, sort of untouched, if you like. This has done, you know, very, very little work for a tractor like this. There's Northrops, there's Doe, there's Muir Hill, there's Roadless, there's, you know, County. Yeah, it's just fantastic.
It's just unreal.
It is, it is. If you could go back in time and collect these, you know, you'd pick all of these.
I mean, talk
much.
about foresight, really.
Yeah, I mean, it's very pioneering. The family, you know, just to touch on that, they whether it was luck or judgment, who knows, bit of both. But they knew what they liked. They went out, they enjoyed sourcing it. They used a lot of these machines on the farm. This was used on the farm, and then they were absorbed into the collection as a sort of working classic. But yeah, they had a lot of foresight, and it was a lot of effort because they were collecting these before the advent of the internet, things like that. So they burnt a lot of diesel going around the country sourcing some of these.
So, as well as tractors, what else have we got here today? What can we expect?
Well, we're getting near harvest, so we've got a choice of 3 combines for you today. We've got Ransom's, the Class, and the New Holland clays. There is some implements, there's some ploughs to go at, there's some fantastic spares in the grain store in there, with from weights to tin work to everything in between, really. So yeah, you know, it's a one-stop shop tomorrow. Yeah, absolutely.
And just finally, before we have a good nosy around this place, because that's the bit we're looking forward to, isn't it?
Yeah.
Really. Just give us an idea of sort of prices at the moment for some of these bits of kit.
It is very, very difficult to value stuff at the moment. People are very bored. They've got money in their pocket because they haven't been able to go anywhere. And they also want to feel good. You know, they want to buy a new tractor. It gives a lot of pleasure to these collectors. And prices are very, very strong at the end of the day. And people want tangible assets they can put their money into. They can see it. They can, you know, see it in the shed. They can have a play with it. You know, it gives a huge amount of satisfaction to a lot of these guys and girls. So yeah, you know, prices are very good.
And at the moment, because of the pandemic, do you find there's a lot of pent up sort of spend.
There's frustration. Yeah, it's a bit of retail therapy. So, well, we hope anyway. So, but yeah, it's there's been a huge amount of interest. You know, it is incredible. You know, on an average sale, this is miles above it, absolutely, but to be expected.
Well, on that note, shall we have a little ramble around and let's have a look at some of these juicy lots?
Yeah, let's have a look.
Right, Oliver, let's start with one of the stars of the show, among many stars, especially in this lineup down here.
Yeah.
County, short nose,
Very
cylinder.
much so. Yeah, this is one of the stars of the show, definitely. This, the Liddell family are the second owner of this tractor, and this was used on the farm for ploughing, so it was actually put to work, and then sort of mothballed in some respects, and it's done less than 100 hours in the last sort of 10-15 years.
You kidding?
No, so this is this is sort of one of the stars, definitely. Supplied by Doe's of Rochford, Essex. It gets, it doesn't get much more genuine than this, and it's one of the very few counties that hasn't been sort of worked to death, really.
Yeah, it's in really good condition.
Yeah.
So presumably, I mean, counties at the moment, they're going crackers. People are going nuts for them. Do you expect the same with this one?
Very much so. I mean, this is the holy grail, really. If you're putting together a very sort of honest, genuine, original collection, you're not going to find these every day of the week.
This one's got to be in it.
Very much so. Just over 4,000 hours. It's just, you're just not going to find another one.
Love it. Next one. So when it comes to rarities, especially in this lineup, they don't come much rarer than this one.
No, this is arguably the rarest tractor in the collection, probably. This is a 1966 Northrop 5004-6. This is a prototype. They only made two. The other one has disappeared. This is the only one left. So it's prototype. It's got the earlier type bonnet, the sort of fabricated bulge in the pre-force bonnet there. But yeah, she's a rare beast.
You're not kidding. So what's the history behind this one? Has this been in this collection for quite a while, or
it
where's
has?
It been?
Yeah, it has since sort of the early 90s. It was sourced at a dealer's yard down south, and it sort of bit by chance they came across it, the Liddell family, Martin and Ian, and then it was threatened to be exported because they just weren't worth a huge amount in terms of collecting at that time. So yeah, the foresight of the Liddell family thought they better preserve it. They haven't seen one before, so absorb it into the collection. Very genuine, very honest. And a very, very rare tractor. Right,
Oliver, always a popular one wherever you go, the mighty doors. So what example of a door have we got at this sale?
So we've got a 1965 Doe 130, another rare machine, very, very genuine, very original. Again, another one, a bit like the Northrop 5004-6, rescued from a dealer's yard, was destined to be exported or broken up and sold on, but rescued by the Liddell family, put back together, absorbed into the collection, and just preserved for sort of future generations.
I tell you, this foresight that they've had is unreal.
This is a lovely example because it's so genuine. It was supplied new to Yorkshire originally, and then has however worked its way back down. So it's a running and driving example. The front tractor hasn't been running many years, but you can still drive around the yard.
Right, so the back one's running.
Back one's running, front one not yet, but that's a project for somebody, and a bit of sort of wrench time, and they'll get it back up together.
I'm saying it's a hell of a project for somebody as well.
It is, yeah. It's quite a bizarre concept, but it's a very pioneering as well in itself.
Genius.
Yeah, absolutely.
So flanking the doors, we've got a pair of roadlesses, well, a brace of roadlesses.
We do, yeah. I'm not sure what the collective noun for roadlesses is, but it's we've got a 120 which was bought from our Cambridge machinery sales, interestingly, when they were at obviously Cambridge. So that was bought by the Liddell family from there, and then also we got a 95 120 which has got a very interesting history. It started life as a 7600 at a farm down the road here. It was used by the Liddell family, and then it was converted by J. Thomas into a two-wheel drive 100 horsepower machine, and then it was used on a sugar beet trailer, and the traction was a bit of a problem, so they put a roadless axle on the front, so therefore you've got a pretty unique machine.
Yeah, that's a bit of a transformer, that one.
It is, very much
got
so.
some proper history.
That is.
Now on to seriously popular machine. I think probably no Ford collection is without one of these. Silver Jubilee 7810. What's the history behind this beast?
So this is a 1989 7810 Silver Jubilee, hugely desirable in the last sort of few years. You know, these are the must-have for collectors. This is, although it's done probably about 12,000 hours, you wouldn't know it looking at it. It is fantastic, very, very original, very, very genuine. There's not a lot of rust or rot on it, especially sort of on the Super Q cab. It's got front linkage on it. The main duties of this, it was bought from a well-known Ford dealer, or sorry, Ford collector in Essex. The Dell family got it from him, and then basically had some front linkage put on it, and this has been sugar beet hoeing. This has been the job of this tractor on the farm.
Right, and has any work been done to this tractor at all? Or?
Not at all. No, other than oils and grease and everything else. Yeah, and it's just been, you know, just been used on the farm. Very, very genuine and mothballed.
There we go. 7810 Silver Jubilee. A must-have, I think, for any collector.
Very much so, definitely.
Cracking. Right, Oliver. I'm getting slightly wobbly now.
Good.
30 series Ford.
Yeah, this is proper boys' toys now. This is the 8830 Power Shift 1991. This replaced the short nose County for ploughing duties on the farm. So yeah, this has been on farm for a long time. It was sourced by Agrimac Machinery, and yeah, brought onto the farm to put a plough and do some of the principal cultivation work.
Right, so this was a successor, effectively, to the short nose County.
Very much so.
Some big boots to fill.
Very much so. Yeah. So you know, probably an upgrade on the cab. Nice working environment, but again, a very, very genuine, honest, you know, working classic.
And on some serious back boots as well.
Yeah, that's got some pretty fat tyres on there. The originals are just over there, so that, you know, whoever buys it can then put it back on the originals, or keep it as a workhorse. Entirely up to them, really.
That's it. Well, that's it, because this is, you know, this is one of those tractors for a collector, but it's still perfectly usable. It's not just there for looking at.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's what we call sort of working classics or modern classics. You can buy them in a farming, you know, because it'll have VAT on this one, obviously, because it's come from the farming company. So somebody can buy it and absorb it into their sort of farming operation, but still have a classic on the farm and have a good play with it.
That's it. Just take it out, do a few hours with it every now and again.
Yeah, that's it.
Right, Oliver. I mean, I thought we peaked with some of these lots, but I mean, far from it. I mean, just this example here.
Yeah, so this is a Fordson Major E27N with a P6. It's got a County full track conversion on it. Hugely original. It's fantastic. You just don't find them like this. Supplied by Peterborough Motors. Just a lovely, genuine example. Got the lights on the front there with you. They haven't been snapped off. Just a very genuine, honest example. Slightly retrofit, comfier seat.
Adds to the character.
Very much so, but just a very honest, genuine example.
Yeah. And would there been many of these about?
There's a few, but again, they've all been worked. And they might have been left outside, but this one's been preserved inside. It's just got a lovely original patina to it. Again, you know, just a nice working day example. A hugely original, just wants an oily rag every now and then and leaving.
Because you wouldn't really want to do much to this, would you?
Definitely not. No, they just wants a light bit of cleaning, oily rag, that's it. But running and driving, I've driven this one myself. It's just fantastic.
I was going to say, what's the driving experience of this like?
It's nice, yeah. Again, the clutch pedal's on the right hand side, so you have to be careful with it. But yeah, no, just a very nice, genuine example.
Now, Oliver, what I kind of like about this collection is it's kind of got collections within collections, and this little lineup is no exception. Ford 7000, 5,000, 4,000, 3,000, 2,000, 1,000, all perfectly lined up.
Yeah.
What can you tell us about these beauties?
Yeah, so this one's very genuine, and again, it's been on farm from new, so it's been at Shrubbs Farm since it was brand new. Lovely, lovely original example again, used for various duties around the farm. It's just had a full engine rebuild, so it's got a lot of life left in it, but yeah, just a lovely, honest example again. And
then just working down the line with the fives and the fours?
Yeah, so
3, 2, 1.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so we're only missing a 6,000, but obviously they never sold those in the UK. That was just an American machine. But yeah, you've got a nice genuine 5,000, a lovely 4,000 from Doze as well with a Lamborn cab, nice Vineyard 3,000, and then a 2,000 with a nice Weather Shield cab.
I was going to say, it looks apart, that one,
that's a nice tractor, very, very genuine. You don't often find them with the Weather Shield cab. And then on to the 1,000. So yeah, you've got the full football card sort of setup, really.
That's it. I mean, it's just ready for someone just to buy the whole, this whole lineup, let alone one of them.
I know. This is a one-stop shop, really.
Mini collection. There we go. I'll have that.
That's it. Yeah, if you've got deep pockets, someone's already done the hard work for you, really.
Yeah. Onto a pair of Arctics now. I mean, we've got to start with this one.
Yeah.
Steiger, Bearcat.
Absolutely, we're getting bigger. So this is a lovely Bearcat 2 running and driving machine. Lovely Cat 3208 engine there, purrs lovely.
V8.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah, this is a big toy. But yeah, just a nice example. I've never sold one before. So yeah, be interesting to see who's going to take it on.
Yeah. So what's the history of this beast?
Well, this was imported by somebody, and then it was sold to a dealer in Essex, a machinery dealer, or Partext or whatever. And then the Liddell family had a good sort of relationship with those machinery dealers, and then basically said, you may be interested in this. And then, yeah, here it is.
Yeah, absolutely. And did the Liddell family work it on farm?
No, I think this was just
pure collection.
This was just a big boy's toy, really.
Yeah.
You know, they didn't have one. You know, they probably liked the look of it. It was appealing to them. They didn't have one, obviously.
It's definitely appealing, all right.
Very much. It's the same as the Massey 1200 over there. That was a similar story. That came from the same machinery dealer. So it was just a nice, genuine one. They probably let them know that we were looking for one. One came in. They said you may be interested.
Yeah.
And yeah, just a very genuine, honest example as well.
So speaking of, I mean, we mentioned before, there's like collections within collections here, and what a strong lineup of crawlers. I mean, let's start with this one. This one's a bit of a beauty. This one.
This is a lovely one. Cheffins sold this in a farm sale a good few years ago.
Yeah.
And yeah, Ian Liddell came and bought it. It's just a very, very genuine example of a P55 ploughman. Yeah, it's got engine side panels, it's running and driving, it's got a lovely engine in there, and yeah, we've got a fantastic array of major base crawlers, J17s, county full tracks, you know, original and restored. There's one there from the Toddington Manor collection of Sir Neville Bowman Shaw. So yeah, a lot of these have got some nice history and a bit of provenance to it.
Exactly, and this one in particular, it's just got a certain look about it.
It has. It's got that lovely sort of original patina. You can never make a tractor look like this. Whilst you can restore something and make it look like a shiny penny, you can never undo that. And that's why really a lot of the purists in the collecting world would much rather see something like this. It's just a nice, honest, you know, it tells a story on it. You can see the wear marks on it and things and everything else. So yeah, you know, tractors like this, they're just, they want just leaving, preserving.
Right, Oliver, we continue on to another, I mean, just another fine lineup really. I mean, 8,000, 8,200, what else have we got back there? 8,100, another 8,100.
Yeah, 2 and 4 drive sort of variants. Yeah, nice 70s and 80s classics. Yeah, again, just honest examples. And yeah, you can't find them every day of the week really. So yeah, to see this selection here is pretty uncommon.
That's it. And what's the sort of popularity of, you know, these sort of size, models and eras of Ford tractors?
Just elevated driving position. Again, another working classic. It can be absorbed into a working fleet on a farm and just enjoyed at the end of the day.
That's it. It's not just there to be looked at. It's one of those, yeah, kids, this is how it was properly done.
Yeah,
this is how it was done.
Makes you appreciate more modern tractors, really, yeah, because the aircon is fairly non-existent. But it's, yeah, again, it's just appreciation of how it was, you know, in that era, in the 70s and 80s, and the sort of hours they put in on some fairly uncomfortable machines sometimes.
But would have been super impressive in the day.
Very much so, absolutely.
And do you ever get many people that often, you know, that find, you know, that original tractor that they used to drive?
We do, very much so. We have a lot of inquiries in the year. They'll remember the registration number off the top of their head, and they'll email us or inquire. Every now and then there's a rare chance that they find that tractor, and that is, you know, that's fantastic really. You know, it's like finding a lost dog or something like that, you know. It's but it's lovely to do that, and if we can facilitate and help that, then yeah, we're happy to do it where we can really.
What an area we find ourselves in. We're kind of in the middle of the farmyard now, just surrounded by anything and everything.
Yeah, again, the diversity continues. We've got a Turner Yeoman of England here, Mark III. This was actually the first tractor in the Shrubbs Farm collection all those years ago. They did also buy a Marshall MP6, which was a pretty punchy tractor, which they have sold now a good few years ago. But this one's retained in the collection. It's a non-runner, so it's a project for somebody, but it's just sort of see-through standing. But yeah, again, you know, we're in a quieter part of the yard here. But yeah, the diversity is E27 MP6s, L4s, you know, there's row crop conversions, there's more majors, there's four-wheel drives, there's a Muir Hill shunter, yeah, so there's a high clear Dexter, there's a 2N Funk conversion from the Hyundai collection. Yeah, it goes on. There's a forward control, looks a bit like a moon buggy, but there's a forward control county.
Look cool, does that?
That is, yeah, we'll have a look at that in a bit. But yeah, again, just lovely, lovely examples.
Yeah, well, that's it. I mean, speaking of the example, I mean, of all of the machines that we've seen today, I mean, they just all look sort of fit to go.
They do, yeah. I mean, they had a discerning eye.
Yeah.
You know, they didn't buy work, if you like.
Yeah.
So they've done, mechanically, they can get anything running. Martin and his son Jed have done a cracking job of getting these all sort of moving, and because they haven't been started for a long time. It's probably the first time they've ever all been out.
Yeah.
And starting 90 tractors is not a 5-minute job. So there's a lot of batteries, a lot of swearing.
Yeah.
And then they got them into line. But yeah, fair play to them. It's been a good effort.
A lot of lugging around battery booster.
There is very much so, yeah, absolutely.
Bit of easy start thrown in,
A
just a
little
good
bit,
measure.
yeah, that's it.
Have a sniff of that.
That's it.
So there's a few equal-wheeled tractors in this collection, this monstrous collection. Obviously we've seen quite a lot of counties already, but there's a good handful of Muir Hills here. What can you tell us about these?
So we've got 111 here, we've got a 121 and a 101 ex-Shawnee Pool setup. So yeah, these are again very genuine, honest examples straight from work. Muir Hills are sort of flown under the radar for quite a long time, but in the last probably last year really, prices have sort of ticked up, which is great. We've seen some good examples that we've put under the hammer and made good money. We can chart the viewing online of what's sort of been viewed the most and overall views, and the Muir Hills, interestingly, are charting very high. They're in the top 10 viewed tractors in this sale. So yeah, there's obviously a lot of interest. Whether that equates to bidding or not, we'll wait to see. But but yeah, these are nice examples, and again, they don't come up that often in sort of good condition. So these are nice examples. The cabs aren't too far gone. They're all running and driving, and interesting examples in their own right.
Well, Oliver, we're kind of nearly sort of on the final stretch. I mean, it's one of those, it's like, where do we draw the line at this sale? We could literally film every single lot, and every single lot would have a story to tell. But we find ourselves in kind of like the
Combine corner.
Combine corner, yeah, and Implement Alley down that side.
That's it, yeah.
So what we got, what examples have we got combine wise?
So we've got New Holland Clays M101, 103, sorry. So nice locally supplied from Essex, very genuine, runs and drives. You could probably do a few acres with it. Might need some new belts and a bit of fettling. We've got a Class Matador, again, very original, supplied by Mans just down near Bury. So a nice local one. And then we've got a Ransom's 2800 B Crusader. Again, pretty rare because the engine's mounted underneath, and obviously straw and hot engines.
What could possibly go wrong?
Exactly. So that's why they're pretty rare combine. But again, that is as an original one as you're ever going to find. A lot of interest in that. Obviously, a lot of people remember those coming on the farm. A lot of these, obviously, these two have got the engines up top, so they got it right pretty quickly. But again, that runs and dries, the real turns, everything. It's just a fantastic example. I've had a quick drive of that one, just to say I have. So yeah, again, 3 lovely combines, and a lot of people do. There's a bit of a tradition where they sort of might combine the last acre with these and things like that. So yeah, that's
it. Run it along. I mean, using this one as an example, run it alongside. The New Holland CR with the 40-foot header on it.
That's
it.
Like that. That's it. And we'd love to see that sort of thing. So and it'll be treasured and just wheeled out once a year towards the end of harvest. That's a lovely tradition, and I think that's some of these might end up. There's a lot of combine collectors out there, and these are great examples. So yeah, there's no reason why they might go to either collection really.
Right. Well, we're nearly there. I say nearly there. Like I say, there's a million lots. Everybody, you should be here. Next time they have one of these, check them out. Right, so we'll finish with a trio of Fiats. Well, New Holland Fiat Agris, so the terracotta versions.
Yeah, absolutely. You don't often see these about full stock. We've got a G170, we've got this M100 and an M115. So yeah, they're just another Ford variant, a bit of a variation, but still on the Ford theme or New Holland theme. But yeah, they're just nice working examples. They've been doing hedge cutting, a bit of sugar beet
I saw one this morning.
That's it.
It was trimming the verges down there.
Getting the last sort of last use out of it before we put it under the hammer. But yeah, they're just nice examples again. Very honest, very original, and will go into any collection as a working classic.
That's it. And have these been on the farm from new, or where did
these were all
from?
Sourced. So yeah, they just basically wanted a few about the place really, and sourced them. But they've done their work on the farm. They've been here a fair time.
Yeah.
So yeah, just enjoyed on the farm really.
It's a different colour.
Very much so. Absolutely. Yeah.
To break it up a little bit.
That's it.
So I mean, just to finish off, really. I mean, final thoughts, hopes, aspirations for the sale?
They're always very high, but we're just, Cheffins are very honoured to be doing this sale. It's a hugely significant collection, and yeah, this is what we do. We enjoy it, and it's very exciting. The anticipation has been building. We've had a few chats with people this morning. They've come a long way to view the sale. They're staying overnight, and they're ready to come tomorrow. But yeah, just thoroughly looking forward to it, really.
Absolutely, and probably, definitely by the time people see this video, the sale will have happened. So go check out the prices, of some of the machines that we've seen and talked about in this video, because I can't wait to see what some of them make. And also, while you're on Cheffins' website as well, go check out all the other sales coming up. Presumably you've got lots coming up.
We have got lots coming up. We've got a lovely sale down in Bideford. Again, a nice eclectic mix of vehicles, tractors, motorcycles. There's a few more running there.
That's it, that one's running.
That's it, yeah. But yeah, we've got some lovely model sales as well. We've got our monthly machinery sales. But yeah, we've got sales up and down the country. You know, we've got some lovely stuff coming up.
Yeah. As ever, Oliver, thank you very much for your time, and thanks for showing us around. And I think this is really trying to tell us something.
It's been a pleasure to have you, James. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
There you go.